Welcome. D-Train here, Daniel Ehrenberg, Logan Adair over there. I want to begin this episode the same way we will open every episode that covers the Agent Mike Banning cinematic universe. So I'd like you all to please rise and take off your caps. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, and Gerard Butler, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. All right, today on the podcast, we're covering Olympus Has Fallen, all right? And that has two Has Fallen sequels. London Has Fallen and Angel Has Fallen, with a third that has been greenlit into but that I found on Letterboxd last night called Night Has Fallen. We'll see whether that gets made. Logan, how are you?
Why don't you and I play a game of fuck off? You go first.
Whoa,
I thought that was a great line.
There's many great lines in this film.
Tell me another one.
I don't have any of them written down.
All right, that's the one I thought of.
No, but there's great ones, like when he promises to, he's like, I'm gonna stab you in the brain with my knife. Remember that?
He did also, yeah.
Yeah, he kept his promise. All right. How about this? Newsflash, asshole! I don't work for you. And that's a line he says to, I believe the Speaker of the House or something.
I think Forster.
Yeah, Robert Forster. You're right.
Because then I think Morgan Freeman's like, "Hey, fucking sit down, Robert Forster. You're like out of line right now."
Yeah. How about this one? The Secret Service director asks if the terrorist he was just fighting was alive. Mike Banning goes, "Ask me a serious question."
Oh, that was good. I do remember that one.
Come on, man. Mike fucking Banning. Let's talk about him. Because listen, I love Gerard Butler very much.
Sorry, you love who?
Gerard Butler! And he's been in so many great films, Logan. And I recently saw him in what might be his apex achievement, Plane. And he's, of course, Captain
Brody Torrance.
Captain Brody. Thank you. Fuck.
All right, since we're doing it,
yeah,
I ranked my top 10 favorite Gerard Butler character names.
Oh my God, I am so pumped for this. Let's do it. I hope Captain Brody Torrance is number one.
All right, number 10, Dane Jensen from A Family Man. I've never seen this film. I only heard of it when I looked up his IMDb. There it is, Dane Jensen.
I only know Gerard from his action oeuvre. I've never seen any of his rom-coms. Like,
not one?
No, I've never seen The Ugly Truth. Never seen
Phantom of the Opera? Does that count?
No, I don't think that counts, but I've never seen it. I've never seen P.S. I Love You. I've never seen Playing for Keeps. So
Bounty Hunter,
never seen that. I gotta catch up on the world of Gerard Butler romances.
All right, well, that's one of them. So number 9, from The Bounty Hunter, Milo Boyd.
It's a good one. God, why does he get the best names? That's number 9. Think about that.
Yeah, think about it. Number 8, from The Ugly Truth. Another one of these. Mike Chadway.
That's great.
And if you think about that works even better today because in that movie he's like
he's
a
an
real
alpha Chad. Yeah,
dude.
He's a total alpha Chad. So he plays a lot of Mikes.
2. Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I have a question about the name Mike Banning. Is it better or worse if his name is Nick Banning?
Worse.
All right. I was tossing that in my head.
You know what I like? They never once referred him as Michael. He's Mike.
Yeah, oh, that's good. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, Mike, very specifically Mike.
Mm-hmm.
So that was number 8. Number 7, from Law Abiding Citizen. Do you remember this guy's name?
No.
Clyde Shelton.
That's a crazy name, really? Clyde
He's a crazy character.
He is. That's right. He's the bad guy in that one.
It's probably his craziest character, I would say. He plays Jigsaw.
I saw that was your review on Letterboxd. All right.
Causing havoc all over the city. All right, number 6 from Hunter Killer. This is one of his newer
Yeah.
films. Captain Joe Glass.
Oh my God.
Number 5. You ever seen this one? Chasing Mavericks?
No.
All right. Well, his name's Frosty Hessen.
Whoa! Frosty?
Frosty Hessen.
Is it spelled with a Y like the snowman or an I like that guy from Survivor China?
I knew you were gonna say that with a Y.
All
with
right.
a Y. Number 4. Now we're into we know all these guys. We love all these guys. Number 4 from Den of Thieves. Big Nick O'Brien.
Yeah, you better believe it. You better believe it.
Believe
Den
it.
of Thieves is one of his crowning achievements. It's like, what if
My favorite of his roles.
Oh, that's okay. Well, we'll get there. That it's like, what if Heat, but dumb, and I like that.
And it rules.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's so good. Number 3, we just talked about him, Stoic the Vast from How to Train Your Dragon.
That is. We said on those episodes that's the best name they came up with.
And it's only the 3rd best Gerard Butler name though. Because number 2,
yeah, Mike Banning,
and number 1, Captain Brody Torrance.
Captain Brody Torrance. Yeah. Now they've just
pretty great. That's a solid list. Find me an actor with a better rogues gallery
I can't.
of names.
I simply can't.
I was thinking about there's like 4 that are great, and then I started looking. I was like, oh, I can easily do 10. Let's do this.
Gerard, they just announced the sequel to Plane. It's called Ship.
I agree with Tim. He said should be called Boat.
Yeah, but it's on a ship. Can't just call that boat.
But plane isn't like airplane.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
It's so funnier. It's so funnier. It's so much funnier if it's just boat.
You know what I read? That Gerard, they wanted Plane was just a working title for that movie. They had planned to change it to something more catchy, and Gerard Butler threatened to walk off. He was like, "No, you're calling this motherfucker Plane."
That's his idea.
That was his idea.
Maybe I move it up my list. That's incredible.
Incredible. Gerard Butler is a king of Hollywood right now. Like one of the he's maybe the best action hero in the world right now.
Sure.
Yeah. Who are you gonna argue's better?
Tom Cruise.
Oh yeah? Well, I'd like to see them get into a fight.
I would love to see that.
Tom Cruise would get his fucking dick kicked in. The guy's like 5'3".
He beat up Henry Cavill in that bathroom.
Yeah, but
on the mountain.
That's Ethan Hunt. Tom Cruise is good at that. He can get you to convince he can beat larger guys. But you throw Gerard Butler in a Mission Impossible movie, and I want him to take over. I think Ethan Hunt should die
at the hands of Brody Torrance.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
Mm-hmm. But I also read that the Ship movie is going to be focusing on the Mike Coulter character, which makes me nervous that there will be no Gerard Butler in the Ship.
Well, let's not spoil Plane for everybody.
Oh, yeah, I guess you're right.
Should I edit that out?
No, you keep it.
Okay.
All right, Logan.
Yeah. Should we rank him?
Yeah, we ranked the films of Gerard Butler. I've seen 17. Logan had seen like 5. And then yesterday decided to watch like 15 Gerard Butler movies. So he's right there with me.
I've seen 16, yeah.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what, 17, the worst one's How to Train Your Dragon, The Hidden World.
All right. Should I go 16 or you want to go 16?
Yeah, you go 16.
Well, as you remember, I liked the second one worse. I do
remember that.
So I go 2 as my last
Well,
one.
then we both have How to Train Your Dragon 2 over there at number 16.
All right, my number 15. I put these in between the Dragon movies because I saw this when I was a kid and I thought it was boring. The Phantom of the Opera.
All right, number 15 for me is Dracula 2000.
Yeah, you told me to fucking watch that, and then I was like, why?
Because Gerard Butler plays Dracula.
But if is Dracula a franchise?
No,
that's not a franchise.
No, it's like a character that's in the public domain.
Can we do Dracula 2000 and Van Helsing?
Definitely not.
Why not?
Because
isn't it about Van Helsing?
They are not connected. No.
All right, fine. My 14.
Yeah.
How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World.
Nice. My number 14, 300. And, you know, for a long time, I resisted Gerard Butler because the first leading role that I ever saw him in was 300. And I was like, I guess this guy sucks. And I couldn't have been more wrong about him. I couldn't have been more wrong, Logan. The movie sucks. He certainly does not.
No, he is amazing. Number 13
How
for me.
did King Leonidas didn't even make the top 10 list of Gerard Butler
No,
character names?
no, a ton of them didn't. Maybe should I find like my list of names that didn't make it?
Maybe.
Maybe the Phantom, obviously.
Oh, that's good.
Dracula.
Dracula, yeah.
His Geostorm character, Jake Lawson.
Oh, that should be on the list.
But I don't think he's a Jake. I did think about it, Jake versus Dane for last place, but I think he looks more like Dane than Jake.
You're right about that.
All right. So also in movie 43, he played Leprechaun 1 and 2. I don't know what that means, but that's pretty good.
He's no leprechaun.
There we go. All right. So my number 13 is one of his rom-coms. This one with Jennifer Aniston, The Bounty Hunter.
Mm-hmm. My 13 is his Guy Ritchie film, Rock and Rolla. I remember when that came out, everyone was like, Guy Ritchie's back. And he wasn't. It was bad. but he's back now. I liked that Wrath of Man.
Okay. My number 12, the other rom-com that he did. Well, I guess he's done a few, but the other one that I saw, The Ugly Truth with Katherine Heigl.
Okay. And my 12, Law Abiding Citizen.
Oh, that's low.
Too low?
Too low. It's a good time. Number 11. Matthew McConaughey.
Sorry, the reason Law Abiding Citizen is too low is not Gerard Butler's fault. Jamie Foxx is terrible.
I know, but I specifically put this kind of higher because I love Gerard Butler in this movie. He is so good.
Because he's Jigsaw.
He is so good. Like it's probably better. It's probably worse than like Geostorm and stuff. But I just love him.
Yeah.
All right. So my 11 is Reign of Fire.
Oh, great film. A little higher on my list. My number 11. He's in Lara Croft Tomb Raider, The Cradle of Life, which we covered on the show. And I remember being very excited that Gerard Butler showed up. Listen, I got news for you. Her love interest in the first one is Daniel Craig. The great Daniel Craig. Benoit Blanc / James Bond himself. And yet, the second one is better because it's Gerard Butler.
All right. What number are we on? My number 10 is a movie that I thought would be more fun than it is. That's Geostorm.
Oh, well, it was the problem with Geostorm is they didn't have any money. It's pretty low budge. So like they couldn't, a lot of it's just taking place in like the command center.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Not what I was looking for.
All right. Number 10 for me is Timeline. I don't know if you've seen this film, but it's Richard Donner's last movie. The great Richard Donner who directed
How'd
Superman.
He die?
What?
How did he die?
I don't remember. You expect me to remember that?
I don't know if it was like suicide.
No,
like Tony
it's
Scott,
not like Tony Scott. Jesus Christ. No, I'll tell you what. Timeline is a movie by Richard Donner where Paul Walker goes into medieval times. He's like present day guy, goes back in time to medieval times. And Gerard Butler, best part of the film, Logan.
Was he already in the past?
He's already in the past, I believe. And he's romancing.
He's like King Leonidas.
Anna Friel. No, let's see. She's a good actress. He plays a character named Andre Marek. That's got to be a past name.
Yeah. I saw it on my list.
Wait, maybe not. Because he romances a lady from the past. And I remember being really into that storyline. I don't think I'd be as interested if he wasn't a future guy romancing a girl from the past.
Yeah, right. Who cares if he just visits people that are hooking up?
Right. All right. So maybe...
So he's like his pal?
Yeah, I guess so. Maybe I need to watch Timeline again, gang.
So what year is that?
I want to say 2003.
Gee. So he went from being Christian Bale's best pal to then Paul Walker's best pal.
And Angelina Jolie's best pal. He was a best pal back then until 300. That's when he got launched as a movie star.
Yeah, you're right. All right, my number 9, a movie that I just watched, is a Joe Carnahan film. I wanted to watch this one because I had just watched one where he's a good guy. He basically does. We'll get to the other one, but this is Cop Shop.
Cop Shop. Yeah, I skipped that one.
Yeah, it's
Not a
okay.
Carnahan guy.
Yeah, I get it.
All right, number 9 on the list, Reign of Fire, which I can't believe they haven't sequelized yet.
Didn't everybody die? No, just McConaughey died.
But they don't fix the world at the end. Like, the world is still infested with dragons. That's the best dragon movie of all time.
All right. Number 8 for me. Here we go. Law-abiding citizen.
All right, number 8 for me, Geostorm, directed by the great Dean Devlin, Roland Emmerich's producing partner. This was his featured directorial debut, Logan. And he's gone on to make some great other movies like Bad Samaritan.
Okay. Did you know, by the way, that Gerard Butler has his own production company, G-Base? I noticed it watching all these back to back. At the front of all these movies, G-Base pops up. I was like, that has to be Gerard Butler. I Googled it. Gerard Butler.
Well, I did notice that Gerard Butler was the producer on. He was an executive producer on Olympus Has Fallen. So, well, I wanted to make a correction, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
On the podcast, like a couple weeks ago, I made a joke about LeBron James's production company being Braun.
Yeah.
And I got like 3 or 4 people emailed me after that to let me know that that's 2 different things. LeBron James does have a production company, but Braun is somebody else's production company.
Oh, he should sue them.
I agree.
Wow. All right. Where are we? Number 7. Spoiler alert.
Oh no. Yeah, 7. You're right.
Olympus Has Fallen.
Okay. My number 7. How to Train Your Dragon.
Oh my goodness. Holy shit. Number 6. I want you to take a look at this poster for me. Okay. This is Gamer. Number 6 is Gamer.
I'm looking at it.
Gerard Butler, black and white, right?
Yeah.
Who is that underneath him?
Looks like a woman.
Is that a woman?
Yeah.
All right. Is that the
probably Amber Valletta?
All right, because I couldn't tell if that was Michael C. Hall.
No, come on, he's not that gay looking.
But that would make sense because he's like behind the game, right?
Oh yeah, I guess so. But it's also like Avatar, and who's playing the game. It's like that.
But she's not playing the game.
I don't remember.
Played.
Leave me alone.
She's being played by a big fat guy.
Who I never said the Gamer poster was good. It didn't get me to see the movie.
No, I was trying to make a point.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Because I thought that was Michael. What's his name? Michael C. Hall?
Michael C. Hall, a.k.a. Dexter, a.k.a. David from 6 Feet Under.
Okay, yes. Dexter. I thought that was Dexter. Because then if you look at the Dexter poster, it's just him. Exactly. And the font is kind of the same. It's that red font. And I was going to say, this is like the Dexter poster. Just take Gerard Butler out, and then that's him front and center.
I remember
it's pretty weird.
When I worked at Barnes & Noble, we had all the seasons of Dexter on DVD for sale. There were like 7 or 8 of them. And all the covers were like identical. It was just like Michael C. Hall with some blood on his hands smirking. That's every cover of every Dexter DVD. It drove me nuts. All right.
Wow.
Number 6. What's your number 6?
Gamer,
right. Mine is Olympus Has Fallen.
Okay. Number 5, probably going to be very high on your list. Greenland.
Why is that so low? Well, I mean, it's number 5, but
I like all these other movies.
All right, great. Number 5 for me, Gamer. I think that's an underrated piece of art. Neville Dean and Taylor wrote and directed it. They're the fellas behind the Crank franchise and things like Mom and Dad and shit like that. I have a lot of time for those guys. I will watch anything they put out.
Okay. That was your 5?
Yeah.
My number 4, a film that I watched this morn. It was basically Breakdown, but Gerard Butler.
What?
And
I gotta watch that.
and I think you should watch it. Yes, it doesn't look great. There's like one of the dumbest special effects I've ever seen in my whole life happens in this movie, but it's pretty good. I liked it. Gave it 3 stars. It's called Last Seen Alive.
I gotta check that out.
Yeah, you do got to check that out.
I'm-
His girlfriend is the girl from Thor, Jamie Alexander.
Oh yeah, you mean that tatted up lady from NBC's Blind Spot?
That's yeah. Sure.
Yeah. All right, number 4. For me, he has a very tiny role in the best Pierce Brosnan Bond movie, Tomorrow Never Dies.
So you don't care at all about his role. You don't let that weigh in.
No, this
How
is
good he
by
is?
movie.
I sort of rank this as like Gerard Butler, the Gerard Butler list.
Well, then I'd have that lower than.
Well, not really, because
all right. If we're doing that, then Tomorrow Never Dies would be number 9 under Geostorm, because I believe like Geostorm up on the list are all just top notch Butler performances.
Yeah. All right. Is it my 3?
Yes.
My number 3 came out this year. Captain Brody Torrance in Plane.
Hell yeah, Plane. The best film of 2023 so far.
Mine is Sick, but you don't count that.
No, that's 2022 as far as I'm concerned. But that would maybe be higher. But Plane is just great. All right. But my number 3, just call it Den of Thieves.
Oh.
How do you like that?
Well, for me, you'd have to call it Den of Thieves still, because it's number 2.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can't really do that. My 2 is Plane.
Yep. My number 1, I think this is the best movie he's ever been in, How to Train Your Dragon.
That's insane.
It's not.
That's disgusting.
You had it like at 7 or some bullshit.
Yeah.
That was stupid.
No, my number 1 Gerard Butler movie is Greenland, which is an end of the world drama. He's got to save his family. He's got to get him on the plane. All right? And snore.
Yeah, and then they're off the plane in 5 minutes, and then they go spend time with the grandpa.
Why don't you shut the fuck up? You know what? Just because that movie's a little slower than your average Gerard Butler thriller, you're gonna give me that shit? That movie has atmosphere, Logan.
It does. I really liked it for a long time. And then like it's just Gerard Butler in a kitchen, and then there's an old man, and he's talking, and he's like standing in the driveway for 10 minutes, and you're like, let's just fucking end the world and kill everybody already.
That movie,
let's wrap this up.
Greenland, it came out at the height of the pando. Okay? COVID-19 was taking people down, and Greenland appeared on a streaming service. And it was like, you know the AMC commercials where it's like, movies are back. Nicole Kidman's like,
yeah, of course.
Heartbreak feels good in a place like this. We make movies better. For me, it was like Greenland was a sign, like movies aren't dead. There's still great things being made, like Greenland.
My version of that was Godzilla versus Kong.
That movie's fucking horrible.
I know. I think that was like the first movie. People were like, movies are back. They did it.
They tricked me with that. You know, I saw the first Godzilla and I saw Kong Skull Island. And then I skipped that Godzilla King of the Monsters movie. I was like, I'm done with these fucking things. They're terrible. And then they were like, yeah, but in this one, they're fighting. Check it out. And I was like, all right, I will. Terrible.
You don't even know the lore. You didn't even know Millie Bobby Brown's whole deal?
No, well, they kind of set her up enough. They give you a little previously on Kong or Godzilla.
What about her mom, Vera Farmiga? I don't think she's in that one.
Who cares?
All right.
I don't
what about
need
her
to
dad,
see Vera
Kyle Chandler?
Farmiga and everything. Her dad's Kyle Chandler?
I think so.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so they're married. Think about that.
Man, so they got Coach Taylor and Walter White in that franchise.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, Cranny's at the beginning of Godzilla.
Yeah, you're right. And Captain Marvel.
Oh, you mean Brie?
Isn't she?
Yeah,
Kong
she's in
Skull
Skull Island. That's right. And Nick Fury.
And Loki.
And Uh, I'm trying to come up with a John C. Riley character.
Dale.
Sure.
Is he Dale or Brennan?
Oh, I think he's Dale.
Okay, I think so too.
Yeah.
All right, where were we? Or is that it? We finished Gerard
Yeah,
Butler's
that's
list?
Gerard, man. You put a terrible animated movie on at number 1, and I put The Great Greenland.
It's his only 4-star film, in my opinion.
Greenland is the only one I have it for.
Well, mine's the Dragon movie.
All right.
Not Rain of Fire.
No. I mean, I gave that a 2, but it's still great.
Didn't you say that's the best Dragon movie? Don't you have How to Train Your Dragon better?
How to Train Your Dragon's a technically better movie, but I like Reign of Fire more.
No way. I hated Matthew McConaughey so much.
Get out of here. What about Bale? Isn't Bale in that?
Yeah, Bale's in that. Bale's all right.
Come on, you got McConaughey, Bale,
Bale's pretty handsome.
and Gerard Butler in that movie. I don't see how you could go wrong.
Gerard Butler's barely fucking in it.
All right. I don't remember.
He's barely in it.
All right, let's move on, Logan, to Olympus Has Fallen.
Boy, did it fall.
It did, like, immediately and hard.
I can't remember which one, because I have seen White House Down. You have not. Which one do they toss?
Wait, first of all, I have seen White House Down. I just haven't rewatched it for the podcast yet.
Right. Which one do they toss the flag off the roof and it falls in slow motion?
That's Olympus Has Fallen.
That's a great moment.
That is a great moment, Logan. It looks like garbage, like almost everything.
This whole movie looks like garbage.
What is happening with that? I read that they shot it in like Louisiana, and all the scenes in DC were shot in like wide open fields, and they just like edited in the White House and shit, and it looks like that. Like all the backdrops and landmarks in this movie look yeah, like I liked this movie. It's action packed.
I didn't that much.
Gerard Butler is incredible in it, but
is he American?
Yeah, he's trying to be.
Yeah, he has to. I was like, surely, like, I was like, I can hear it. I can hear the Scottish, but he has to be, like, I was thinking in my head, like, do you have to be American? You have to be American, right? To work for the Secret Service. Like, that's a thing, right?
He's supposed to be American. There are scenes in this movie where I think he forgot he's supposed to be American, and he's just not even doing the accent.
Yeah, it's possible. It's good. It's a good thing. It's just, like, he doesn't have to talk that much. It's just mostly him killing. Yeah. I mean, a little like him on the mic, or the earpiece.
But yeah, I loved the film. But yeah,
okay.
But I will say that it looks like absolute garbage. It looks unprofessional. Yeah, like these really special effects often feel like they shouldn't have been released.
The next White House Down all takes place in the daytime.
Yep,
and that one looks bad. And this one's at nighttime, so you'd think it'd be easier to cover up, right? No, this one looks way worse, I think.
Well, it's nighttime, but they had the biggest action sequence in the entire movie happen during the day, which is the initial terrorist attack.
There's lots of stuff at night, I feel like. Lots of
helicopters
it's coming in, they shoot them down.
True.
Shit.
It's mostly night, and it's one of the reasons I prefer White House Down. It's because I like daytime movies. I don't like shit to get too dark, man.
Is that true?
Yeah.
All
right. The director of this film, very reputable. It's Antoine Fuqua. We've covered him before with the Equalizer franchise. I mean, I did that with Henry, but it's on the show. But I mean, how many of this guy's movies have you seen, or music videos?
Let me click on him, I guess. Let me go to him. Because I never saw Training Day. So.
Oh, that's crazy. You gotta see that. King Kong ain't got shit on him.
I would have, but I had to watch like Cop Shop and shit.
Well, you didn't have to. You could have watched some Fuqua. But so his big break was the Gangsta's Paradise video. Everyone remembers that. It's got Michelle Pfeiffer sitting on a chair backwards and Coolio rapping in her face. Coolio's dead. I just remembered that.
Yeah, it's a bummer. I've seen 3 of these movies.
Only 3. Which Fuqua?
Oh, 4 of them.
Which Fuqua?
Olympus Has Fallen. Yeah, obviously. King Arthur, one of the worst movies there are. No, just kidding. The actors are cool at the time. I was like, oh, I like these guys. Shooter, Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
Remember that one?
Yeah, of course. It got made into a TV show with Ryan Phillippe.
And one of my favorite guys, Jake Gyllenhaal, Southpaw.
A film
He's
that
left-handed, guys.
Fuqua only wanted to direct that movie because Eminem was going to be the lead of it, and then
Yeah.
Eminem dropped out.
Was Fuqua pissed? He's like, I gotta work with Jake Gyllenhaal.
He must have been.
He worked with him again. I see the guilty.
Oh, well, I guess he had a good experience with Gyllenhaal. I've seen more than that. The Replacement Killers, which was Chow Yun-Fat's big American debut. Training Day, which is legitimately great. Tears of the Sun, which is a movie where Bruce Willis is in war. That's all I remember about it. I remember walking around a lot. All right. And everyone, of course, everyone here that went to the movie theaters in the year 2007 saw his classic Three Doors Down music video for Citizen Soldier. In many ways, I think that got him the Olympus Has Fallen role because it betrayed his status as a patriotic American. All right. Olympus Has Fallen, Equalizer 2, obviously, and that's it. I've tried to stay away from his last few movies. They've seemed bad to me. There was Emancipation. It's got Will Smith as a slave. I'm not into it. Then there's I skipped Infinite too, which came out during the pandemic and was like, hey, this is free on a streaming service you subscribe to, and I was still fucking like, no, thank you.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. So that's Fuqua. This film was written on spec. Very rare.
Crazy. This is a weird story, right?
Yeah, it's very rare you get a big action movie that was written on spec. It's just like these two a guy and a girl. I was immediately skeptical of them because they're both attractive. And I don't believe that attractive people can create great art. But
this isn't a great movie, D-Train.
Logan, I submit that it is.
That's stupid.
Hey!
Come on.
All right. So these fellas, the fella, his name is Creighton Rothenberger. What a name. And the lady is Katrin Benedict, who's Icelandic, but was still able to get into the head of patriotic American Secret Service agent Mike Banning. All right. But then they were sued. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah. This fella, John S. Green, claimed he came up with the script. All right. And he sued them. It was settled for $175,000. So clearly they stole something from this guy.
And then he lost and he tried to sue White House down. He was like, no, I came up with this one instead.
That would be great, man. All right. Maybe he came up with the name Mike Banning or something. And they were like, well, we can't change that.
They should pay him then.
Yeah, agreed. He deserves $175,000 for that.
At least $75,000.
At least. All right. This film came out March 22nd, 2013, ahead of White House Down. I was a snob. I was like, I know that this exact movie is coming out again in like 3 months by Roland Emmerich, the greatest action director of all time. And it's going to have my boy Channy the Tate.
Oh.
And I love him. Just saw Magic Mike's Last Dance this weekend. Enjoyed every second of it.
Yeah, why? You're not going to wait for that?
I'll see it again. I love those Magic Mike movies.
All right.
Yeah. The ranking, by the way, is 1, 3, 2, in my opinion. All right.
I've heard this new one sucks.
Well, it fucking doesn't. It's directed by Steven Soderbergh, so ergo, it doesn't suck.
Okay, but they also wrote that, by the way.
Who?
Or no, I'm thinking of the next movie. I have some crazy stuff on the next movie I was thinking of. White House Down.
Oh, well, no. Everyone knows Magic Mike was co-written by Channing.
Really?
Yeah.
I know it was
his
written
collaborator.
by Reed Carolyn.
Well, yeah, that's his collaborator on Dog. I think Reed Carolyn has the sole writing credit on the third Magic Mike, but I'm pretty sure Channing has writing credits on the first two.
Yeah, we'll get into it more tomorrow.
All right, and when we cover Magic Mike.
Right.
But I'll tell you what, I was alone in waiting for White House Down because everyone saw this one. And then by the time White House Down came out, nobody cared. Actually, I saw that White House Down did better internationally than Olympus
I only saw
Has
White
Fallen.
House Down.
Well, same.
In the movie theater also.
Same.
Yeah.
But we were wrong because in America anyway, which is all that matters to these movies, is
you only go by domestic box office.
That's true, yeah. And especially this week because I'm feeling very proud
USA.
to be in America.
USA.
Yeah. I mean, it's nice that we're covering this on the same week as the greatest American holiday, the Super Bowl.
Yes, that's true.
With its great opening national anthem by the great Chris Stapleton.
Was that true?
Yeah, you didn't watch it?
I didn't watch that part, no.
That
Did you watch the halftime show?
I gotta tell you.
Bad Gal Riri?
No, I didn't watch Bad Gal Riri, but I saw that she's pregnant. Good for her. ASAP Rocky getting that dick wet still. Okay. But all the conservatives were like, Chris Stapleton is our hero. But then it turned out that like Chris Stapleton is like a BLM activist, so now they don't like him either.
All right.
I love this fucking country. Proud to be in America.
I pledge allegiance to the flag.
Yeah, man. Hey, best use of the Pledge of Allegiance in any film in history. All right? When Melissa Leo gets dragged away by terrorists.
She's pretty good in this movie, I thought. I liked her.
Well, Melissa Leo's good in everything. She's way too classy for this film. She's probably the best. No, there's
look at this cast.
The cast is fucking stacked. It's ridiculous. I mean, just off the dome, it's got the great Aaron Eckhart. It's got the great Morgan Freeman. All right.
Soon to be Oscar winner.
For what?
And so best supporting actress, Angela Bassett.
Oh, God, right. I forgot about that. Wakanda forever. Angela Bassett is so good. I feel like as a nation and as a world, frankly, we don't talk enough about how good Angela Bassett is. Anything she's in, she fucking nails it.
All
right. You should see What's Love Got to Do with It, Logan.
I will.
She plays Tina Turner. It's a beautiful performance. All right. Who else is in it? It's got the great Robert Forster from Jackie Brown. He's
Do you notice
dead
the
now
Breaking
too.
Bad joke in this movie?
Yeah, it was weird.
And he's in Breaking Bad.
I know. He's the one that relocates Bob Odenkirk, right?
And yeah, right. Yeah, I was gonna say Walt, but no. I looked up, by the way, when he premieres. I was like, had he been in Breaking Bad? Because it ends this year, right? 2013. So I looked up the date of it all. But no, he had not been in Breaking Bad yet. So.
Oh, really?
But that would have been crazy if he had already been a character. And by the way, he shows up in the second to last episode. He's in one episode. Isn't that crazy? He left such a mark.
I know.
That's like one of the first things I think of when I think of
What's
him.
that second to last episode called?
Granite State.
That's
and by
right,
the way,
well done.
but I have it written down because remember the other day during that we talked about Buffy, that episode where they're running and they play the Buffy theme.
Yeah.
And I brought up that episode where he sits at the bar and they play the theme. That's this episode.
Yeah.
So how crazy is that?
That's a crazy app. He's in that cabin most of the episode.
He leaves because he sees the gray matter people, and he's like, I got a fucking plan.
His fucking hubris. The hubris on Walter White. We'll get into it when we cover the great franchise Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. All right.
Oh my God, we should.
This film cost
I never finished Better Call Saul, did you?
No, I'm waiting for it to go on Netflix.
Yeah, when is that?
I don't know. They're taking way too long.
Yeah, really.
But wait, who else is in this movie? The great Ashley Judd. All right.
Did you say Morgan Freeman?
Yeah, of course I did. The great Rhoda Mitchell from
Dylan McDermott.
Silent Hill. Yeah, Dylan
Who
McDermott.
played the kid?
I don't know. But Cole Hauser from Dazed and Confused. Shit. How about that?
Yep.
So many greats in this film.
2 Fast and Furious actors, right?
That's right.
Him and the villain.
Yeah, the villain. I don't remember the actor's name, but he played Johnny Tran in the original. By the way, I looked up that actor, and he's from Washington D.C. He's probably the most American guy in the cast, and he plays the North Korean terrorist.
He plays Kang the Conqueror.
I was gonna bring that up, dude. Isn't it wild that the new Ant-Man movie is just reusing the villain from Olympus Has Fallen?
Yeah, really. He conquers the whole White House.
It's
I'd like
so
to see
crazy.
Kang try that.
Yeah, but they're colorblind casting. They made him black in this one.
Yeah.
I think actually in the comic the character's supposed to be Asian.
Really?
Yeah.
Kang the Conqueror? Oh.
Yeah. Anyway, I was doing the box office, right?
I thought you were going through the cast.
Well, I was, but oh, right. You were
I think
saying
you named all the good
two
people.
Fast and Furious actors because Cole Hauser, you'll recall, has brown face on
The second one.
in the second one, Too Fast, Too Furious. I also want to say that this is a stealth Morgan Freeman, Ashley Judd movie.
What?
Well, they work together in Kiss the Girls and High Crimes. All right? Those are two big crime movies in the late 90s, maybe early 2000s as well. And Morgan Freeman and Ashley Judd, they were big team-em-up movies. And now here they are again in Olympus Has Fallen, but they don't have any scenes together.
Okay. I actually thought about this doing White House Down because Aaron Eckhart is in The Dark Knight, but also Morgan Freeman's in The Dark Knight. And I didn't even think about that until just now looking at the cast.
That's right.
Isn't it crazy Morgan Freeman? Like he's like he's like the 8th person in those movies. I always forget about him.
Yeah, everyone just wanted to be in those movies. I read that Morgan Freeman in interviews is unapologetic about saying he did Olympus Has Fallen for the money.
All right. Yeah. Good for him.
All right. The movie
He doesn't mail it in or anything.
No, he goes for it. Listen.
He takes like a big deep breath at one point, and he like leans back in the chair before he gives his line. It's really good.
When I first started this movie, I was like, listen, you're doing a movie about the president of the United States, and Morgan Freeman doesn't play the president?
Deep Impact.
That's what I'm saying. He should always be the president. And so,
by the way, I don't know if we even brought this up, but this is an and twins, like half of an and twins.
It's not. We're doing.
I know, but if you want to do the rest, we're gonna do White House.
Yeah,
Down.
we're gonna cover White House Down on patreon.com/thefranchise. Make sure you're subscribed. But you keep interrupting me, motherfucker.
Well, what was the last thing you said? Because I thought I was gonna.
I don't even remember now.
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't.
All right, I'm sorry. What'd you
So,
say?
I don't remember.
The Dark Knight, Morgan Freeman.
Oh, I was going to say, you got Morgan Freeman in there, and it's a movie about the president, and he's not playing the president. But then, what I didn't realize is that President Aaron Eckhart, is like incapacitated for most of the movie. So Morgan Freeman, as the Speaker of the House, the third in line, he has to take up the presidency. And so he basically is the president in this movie. He delivers like multiple speeches to the American public as if he's the president. And frankly, if I'm in the American public, I'm like, why is Aaron Eckhart our president when this guy's there?
Yeah, it's a great point. But I interrupted you because if you want to listen to that, we did a Deep Impact thing. But I was confused a couple weeks ago when you said we had only done 2 and twins, but we also did Friends with Benefits and
I forgot about that one. Friends with Bennies and No Strings Attached.
No Strings Attached. We also did those.
Yeah, and I vastly preferred.
Let's run through them. No Strings Attached was better than Friends with Benefits.
Is that what we said?
Yes.
Yeah. No, that's right. Because No Strings Attached was written by Elizabeth Merriweather, and I like her.
It's a 3 versus a 2, in my opinion. Deep Impact is like a better movie, but Armageddon rules.
Armageddon's way better than Deep Impact.
And then Dante's Peak is better than Volcano.
I agree, but they're both excellent.
I don't know. I'm not a Volcano fan that much.
Listen, but what about the trailer when it says
saw it.
It says Volcano, and then some of the letters drop
the
away,
LA.
and then it just says L.A. And then the catchphrase, the tagline comes out is "The coast is toast."
Yeah, I mean, that's great.
That's great.
Can't argue with that.
Yeah. All right. $70 million is what this movie cost to make. All right. And it's all right there on the screen. You can see every dollar.
Yeah, really.
All right. And
And the actors as well.
yeah, true. And it ended up making $170.3 million. And I got news for you. Gerard Butler, in his contract, he signed on to make 10% of the profits from this film. So
Wow.
he made a ton of money, and then
17 mil.
and then later sued the studio because they apparently underreported how much this movie made.
Whoa.
And he got even more money.
Yeah. What about the? I mean, I guess we'll look into the next ones.
Gerard Butler deserves money, as far as I'm concerned. All right?
It's very fine.
Gerard Butler and Elon Musk can switch bank accounts, in my opinion, and the world would be a better place.
Well, what if not? What if he was just an absolute terror with all that money?
He wouldn't be. He
How
would
do you
probably
know?
still be doing this. He would just be making cool action movies, but funding them himself.
But now he's making like the movie that I brought up, Last Seen Alive or whatever. He's not making Olympus Has Fallen. Well, I guess he just made Plane. So
Yeah,
what
he
am I
just
talking about?
Plane was a hit.
Yeah, what am I
He's
saying?
getting a sequel, man. Not they can't all hit, but you know, it's great. You know, fucking Creighton Rothenberger and Katrin Benedict, the ones who wrote this movie, went on to do Expendables 3. And I'm thinking someday they got to put Gerard Butler in one of those, right?
Oh, you think they're gonna come back for the next one? They also did London Has Fallen, but not Angel Has Fallen.
Interesting. We'll
Yeah.
see
Well,
how that
I think
goes.
David Boreanaz wrote that one
What? Really? No.
because Angel Has Fallen.
Oh, very good. Yeah. The third one, I think Angel Has Fallen is directed by the fellow who made Greenland. So I'm excited about
Oh
that
wow,
one.
that's cool.
Yeah.
It's probably gonna be boring.
Fuck off!
I'm just
God
kidding.
damn it! All right, let's talk about. Oh wait, so it came in at the box office number 36 between This Is the End and 42, the Jackie Robinson movie, where it's got Harrison Ford as like a racist guy.
All right.
Remember those trailers? Harrison Ford was like, "We don't want your kind in the major leagues."
Yeah, vaguely. Never saw it though.
Yeah, me neither. I skipped it. But that's Chadwick, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Man, I should watch that because now we celebrate the life of.
When we
Chadwick.
do Black Panther, we'll rank Chadwick. What do you think?
Yeah, and I'll watch a couple of the ones I skipped, like the James Brown movie and that.
Those only two.
Well, those are the big ones. Yeah.
What about Draft Day? That was like the first time I ever saw him.
He's in that.
He's like the recruit that they're trying to get drafted, I think.
Now I won't be watching that one because I believe that stars Kevin Costner.
Yes, it does.
Yes, and I try to avoid him when I can.
Well, you'll have to watch it when we rank Chadwick.
No, thank you. Okay. He was a real alpha, Chadwick. Sad to see him go. Let's talk about Olympus Has Fallen. It opens on an American flag waving in the breeze. And you're like, yes, I feel right at home.
Yeah, it's safe. It's a safe space.
That's right. All right, so then we're at Camp David. You familiar with Camp David?
Oh yeah.
I wondered that about you. Like, you don't know a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah, I know all about Camp
All
David.
right, Camp David. That's the president's great hideout. At least until Trump was president, he like replaced Camp David with Mar-a-Lago, basically. But you know, most presidents use.
He
Camp
never went to
David.
Camp David, right?
No, I doubt it.
I don't think so. Probably like the first time.
Maybe
Like,
he used it as a fuck pad to cheat on Melania.
that's funny. Was that what Mar-a-Lago was for?
No, because she would go to Mar-a-Lago with him.
Oh really?
Yeah, I remember seeing pictures of them in the big ballroom together.
All right.
All right, but at Camp David, they have like a boxing gym somewhere in Camp David in this movie anyway, and it's Gerard Butler boxing President Asher, played by Aaron Eckhart, and in the background is the news. That's how you know it's the president because he's got to keep an eye on the news.
Sure.
Yeah. And they're having a real nice time boxing. And then Dylan McDermott comes down and he's like, Hey, we're heading out. We need you guys to come up in his classic boring voice. And they go upstairs. They're looking smashing in their suits. All right. They're going to a rich guy's party. Aaron Eckhart's like, those ain't all they're cracked up to be. And you're like, yeah, this is the people's president. All right. Am I getting all this right?
I think the people's president is Jamie Foxx. He wears Jordans.
Does he? I don't remember that about that.
Oh, come on.
All right, well, I'll watch it today. All right. But you got Mike Banning. He's going along with them to the rich people's party to guard the president.
He's in the Secret Service.
He's in the Secret Service.
He's the main guy, right? I think.
And his code name is Big Top.
Oh, really? I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, because at one point, I think Dylan McDermott goes, Mustang, this is Big Top. Or he says that to Dylan McDermott or something. Anyway, but I just wanted to say Big Top, same initials as Brody Torrance.
Whoa.
Yeah.
A sign.
Pretty good, huh? All right. So Mike Banning is there to help. You got Ashley Judd as the president's wife, a.k.a. the first lady. All right. Looking like Ashley Judd does. Like a great woman and a great Christian. Which is what she refers to herself as in her scene as herself.
She's good
in She Said. Can you stop interrupt? Can you let me get to the end of a sentence?
Sure.
In the movie She Said. Now you can say what you want to do.
I was going to say I like her in Heat.
All right, great. I'm so glad. I like her in a lot of stuff. She's Ashley Judd. She's good. But
You're saying it like she's garbage.
She's not garbage.
So I was trying to defend her.
I wasn't talking shit. She was just in a weird movie recently that I didn't like, and I wanted to make a joke about it.
All right, well, I wanted to defend her because I felt bad. She did nothing wrong.
Oh, yeah, I upset your little heart, huh?
Well, maybe we have some Ashley Judd stands that were like upset.
Well, there's nothing wrong with Ashley Judd. She's the second best Judd after
Judd
Winona.
Nelson?
No, Winona.
No.
Judd Nelson's a
Judd
good
Hirsch,
one.
she's nominated for an Oscar.
Judd Hirsch is a great one. Obviously, Chris Judd, who was once married to Jennifer Lopez.
J-U-D-D, the party darty.
J-U-D-D, the party dog. Judd Dougherty from season 15, the best season of Big Brother. Yeah. Are those all the Judds you got?
Yeah, I think so. I'm trying to think.
Yeah, I guess me too. I'm out of Judds. All right.
I didn't know any in school or anything.
Me neither. I where do you have to grow up to know Judds? Texas?
Indiana.
Indiana, that's a good one. All right. So she's the first lady, Ashley Judd. Then you got the kid. They have a son by the name of Connor. All right?
Connor for real.
Yeah. Also, our friend Shut Up Tim's son's name.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Connor.
And his name is Finley Jacobson. So he's very Irish, the actor. And Olympus Has Fallen is his most recent credit. So I guess things aren't working out for him.
Makes sense.
He's been in 3 movies, Logan. Played a guy named Connor in 2 of them.
Yeah, what's the other one?
Marley and Me, which you recommended to me.
Oh, my goodness.
And here's another fun fact about him. He's been in only 3 movies, 2 of them starring dogs.
Wait, what? This movie has a dog?
No, he's in Marmaduke.
Oh, shit. Wait, who plays Marmaduke?
I think Owen Wilson.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Isn't that Owen Wilson?
Oh, yeah. He's been in 2 movies, 2 of them with Owen Wilson.
About a dog.
Some fun statistics in this guy's history.
Is he the one of the sons in Marley and Me? Is he the oldest son?
No.
Did you say you liked the oldest
son?
Well,
I don't know. He plays Connor, age 8. Is that a son? Or is that... Let's see. Yeah, see, because
he plays
Wilson
John,
plays
right?
a character named John. You're right. So you're right. It's one of the kids, the oldest. Oh, you know who he is? He's that kid who's like... Remember, they're like going to put down Marley. Spoilers for Marley and Me. And he's like the only one of the kids who really understands what's happening. Remember?
Yeah, right.
He
you
gives
liked
Marley
him.
a big hug. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's one of the best parts of the whole movie.
So, did you know that coming into this?
No, no,
Did you know, like, oh, I'm
I
gonna like this guy?
I just realized that.
Did it carry over? Did you like him in this one?
He's okay.
All right.
He's kind of annoying in this one.
I
To
didn't
be
like that one
honest.
part where Aaron Eckhart's like, "What about we go down to the kitchen?" He's like, "I'm gonna get this flavor before you steal it all, like last time." And they're like teasing you, just like, "What? What's going on right now?"
But the thing I do like about him is that he loves Agent Mike Banning. And so when they go to the rich guy's party, he's like, "Dad, can I drive with Mike?" And he's like, "Yeah, of course. That's fine."
Yeah, but I mean, it shows that part where they're in the limo and he's telling him like how many feet from like the elevator to this, how many,
Yeah.
how many of this, how many of that, and I thought that was gonna play into like an
Well, it
action scene
does.
later. Does it?
Well, I think
I feel like no. I feel like
listen,
that's
the kid hides using a secret passageway in the White House residence
is that one of the
behind
things he
some
brings
walls.
up?
I just think like that's setting up that this kid knows his way around the White House.
Okay, I thought there was gonna be like a thing where he's like this many feet from the elevator, and there's like a hose, and there's like a big scene where they're counting down how many feet, and the kids remembering like all this. I just thought that was gonna come into play, and it's just like all the kids in the wall, and then that's over. The kid is safe. I don't know. I thought it went nowhere.
But he shimmies up that thing. That's nice.
That's nice.
Yeah.
And that's when he breaks a neck.
Yeah, he
Mike
breaks
Bannon.
multiple necks in this film.
I think 2 in this film.
Yeah,
yes.
2.
And that was like the 2 of the first like 5 or 6 neck breaks from Gerard Butler I saw this week.
Yeah, he's a regular neck breaker, isn't he?
He's the best in the business, I think.
Yeah, he's good.
I really think
All right. Here's something else I want to bring up about this opening sequence. Dylan McDermott tells them, "You know what? I'm going to stay behind at Camp David, maybe watch a little Breaking Bad." And I didn't think about it at the time, but think about this, Logan. He later turns out to be a traitor to America.
My God.
A real Benedict Arnold. And so what ends up happening in the sequence is there's a big car crash, and the president's limo is like hanging off the side of a big bridge. All right. And
it looks like shit.
It looks like shit. Yeah. And Mike is able to save Aaron Eckhart, but not Ashley Judd. And Ashley Judd perishes, falls to her death. Was this part of the plan all along, Logan? And the reason Dylan McDermott did not go on this car ride is because he knew this was coming.
No, because I think Mike Banning tells him to stay. I don't think it's like he volunteers.
No, he volunteers.
Does he volunteer?
Yes, I think
All
so.
right, that's
I'm almost
possible.
sure.
Then. I didn't know, like going into this. I mean, I guess you didn't either. I didn't know any twists, so I didn't notice that. I didn't pick up on that. I guess that's possible.
I didn't notice it, but I thought about it later because I always have. Anytime Dylan McDermott shows up in anything, I have him. Let me finish sentences. I usually have him clocked as a potential villain. Know what I'm saying? Like, because he's always going to heel turn, Dylan McDermott, except in The Practice. Is that the only thing he's ever been a full-on good guy in?
I feel like I'd never see this guy in anything.
Well, you never watched American Horror Story?
No.
Well,
I didn't know he was a part of that.
He's in the... I only watched, like, the first season, but he's in that. I remember there's a scene where he's, like, jerking off. You see Dylan McDermott just, like, doing a standing jerk-off.
Wow.
So if you ever wanted to see Dylan McDermott masturbate, check out season 1 of American Horror Story on FX. All right. I was excited by the beginning of this movie because it seemed like it was one of these stealth Christmas movies like Lethal Weapon.
Yeah, but no.
That's just for the opening. And then the rest of the movie takes place on July 5th, the day after Independence Day.
Yep.
Crazy. All right. So after Ashley Judd falls to her death, we get a title card 18 months later. That's 1 year and 1/2 of 1 year, Logan.
Yep, that's true.
Did you know that? How many months?
I had to do the math in my head, but yeah.
All right. So they've gone through another Christmas since the last Christmas, their first Christmas without Ashley Judd, and now it's July 5th. All right, and Mike, our erstwhile hero, Agent Mike Banning, has been demoted to a desk job. How'd you feel about that?
Yes. Well, he gets demoted because, like, it's pretty upsetting. Aaron Eckhart's like too bummed out. He's like, I can't even look at your face because you are the reason I'm going through all of this. It's gonna just make me more upset. So you're
Yeah.
fired, basically.
Gerard Butler has a line about Aaron Eckhart blaming him for his wife's death, and then Melissa Leo, who's the head of the Secret Service, is that right? No, it's Angela Bassett who's the head of the Secret Service. She corrects him and is like, listen, Agent Banning, Mike, to my friends, which you are, you did not, he doesn't blame
you. Did the right thing.
He doesn't blame you for anything. Even the president knows you did the right thing. You followed protocol. You did everything you could. He just can't look at your face because every time he sees you, Agent Mike Banning, he thinks of his deceased Ashley Judd.
Yep.
Sad stuff. All right.
It is very sad, yeah.
Angela Bassett, by the way, I read that part was written for a man, and Antoine Fuqua decided, I want Angela Bassett, and he made them rewrite the part for a woman so she could be in it. And
I think her character is basically Maggie Gyllenhaal in the next movie. So
I'm looking forward to that. But she's in the next movie too.
Angela Bassett?
Yeah.
Who was she playing in that movie? I don't remember. I watched it.
Stop calling White House Down the next movie. The next movie is London Has Fallen.
Oh. Yeah, so Maggie Gyllenhaal is not in London Has Fallen. She's in White House Down. That's what I was talking about. I'm sorry.
Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry.
That's quite all right. But and I read that Angela Bassett only did this movie because she found out most of her scenes were going to be with Morgan Freeman, who was already cast, and she said she'd always wanted to work with him.
Yeah, sure, that was fun.
Yeah. I mean, those scenes, it's like Bassett, Forster, and Freeman just yelling at each other. I fucking love it.
Mm-hmm, sure.
All right. So Banning is at his desk job. We see out of his office window, it looks like utter garbage. Even like, it's not even a special effect. Just like you see DC outside. You know what's a problem with this movie? The sky. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
During the daytime sequences, they have the sky and it's like perfectly blue with these very fluffy white cumulus clouds. It doesn't look natural.
Yeah, I didn't notice that specifically. I just thought the whole movie looked like in every shot, I was like, most of all the shots, they're just like, what is going on here?
Yeah, you can see the seams in any shot.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. But so there's going to be a meeting with delegates from Korea, I guess. All right.
Yeah, South Korea, right?
Yeah, the good Korea, as we know.
Right. They make good movies. The other one, bad. They're bad people.
Oh, that's right. South Korea, they put out things like Parasite and Squid Game, right? Whereas North Korea just puts out things like Weapons of Mass Destruction and Kim Jong-il.
Right. The Interview, that was pretty good.
Well, they almost fought a war over that.
Yeah.
They didn't
that was
want
like one of the
movie
weirdest
to get
things
made.
that ever happened.
Yeah, that was crazy. I was hoping maybe Randall Park would guest star in Olympus Has Fallen as Kim Jong-un.
Maybe there's still 2 more movies.
Oh, good point. Yeah. But is Korea going to be the villains in all 3?
Oh, I have no idea.
Yeah. So
I remember the trailer for the third one. They like jump underwater to avoid a bomb on their boat or something.
Oh, that's interesting. Well, So North Korea, they're the villains in this movie. They're the bad Korea. Everyone knows that. Even though, don't they have that like kind of sexy dictator now?
Do they?
You know what I'm talking about? They have a sexy lady dictator working there now.
No, I don't know. I'll have to look her up.
Yeah, she's worth looking up. All right. But So planes. North Korea sends some planes to attack Washington, D.C., and they are just killing people, killing motherfuckers, aiming their guns at the ground, killing civilians, having barbecues,
This
hanging
movie's
out in the
brutal.
park.
Rated R.
It is
They earn it.
so fucked up. The body count in this movie has to be hundreds.
Oh yeah, like 220.
Yeah. And you got Mike Banning. He leaves his desk job. He's like, obviously, I got to help out. So he's like saving people on the street. He avoids bullets because he's great.
It is crazy.
Yeah. And meanwhile, they cut to like the Situation Room or whatever at the White House.
Probably control room.
Sure.
Oh no, man, that's like for like I don't know what that is actually.
I don't know, whatever room you have to be in to detonate nuclear missiles. And what I immediately clocked in the room was that there were like 4 white people and like 8 Asian people. And I was like, oh, that's too many. That's too many Asian people. What are they going to do?
Wow, I didn't notice that.
Yeah. So turns out all 8 of them.
Oh. You're talking
Terrorists.
about when they go to the bunker. I thought you were talking about the room with Angela Bassett.
Oh, no, I'm talking bunker.
Okay, I was confused for a second.
Yeah.
I did think the same thing.
That blew my mind. And the movie's a little xenophobic. It kind of felt after that like it's like, shoot anyone you see that's Asian.
Well, the whole movie is very on the right, I feel like. Correct?
Yeah, and it's implied at one point that Aaron Eckhart is a Republican president. But I also will say that it's definitely trying to appeal to both sides, because one of the first shots you see of the White House, they show a portrait of John F. Kennedy, and then it cuts to a portrait of Ronald Reagan. All right? And it's almost like the movie telling you, like, we're here for both of you. You're both welcome.
All right. Well, to me, that I don't know anything about. That means nothing to me.
Well, Kennedy was a famous liberal Catholic president, and Ronald Reagan was a asshole.
But most of this movie is like them being like, "Hey, pull your troops out," and like, what's it called? The 7th Fleet. Recall the 7th Fleet. They're like, hey, take out the troops and everything. Well, I guess they want the Cerberus codes too, which is pretty bad. But they're like, hell no, we're not gonna like take out our troops. We want to like murder you guys. Which it's tough to do this and not compare it to White House Down. But that's like the complete opposite of the whole purpose of White House Down.
See, this is why I didn't want to watch White House Down for this podcast.
I mean, who cares? It'll make them go listen to the White House Down one.
All right. What's next, Logan?
What's next? They break in.
They kill
everybody.
They fucking kill every Secret Service agent there is, basically. And Banning is the only one who's able to avoid every bullet, every missile. Well, but McDermott's working for the North Koreans. And he's not a Secret Service agent anymore.
Oh, he's not?
No, after the 18-month time jump.
Oh, I didn't even notice this.
Yeah, he says that he's like something else. I don't remember.
I think I do remember a point where he's like, someone's like old man, like maybe they haven't been.
Yeah, that he runs into Cole Hauser, and they like reminisce about old times in the Secret Service.
Damn, yeah, I didn't put that together.
Yeah, he dies pretty early, Cole Hauser.
Yeah,
but he gets to say the title of the movie.
Oh yeah, Olympus Has Fallen. Olympus Has Fallen.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
It's awesome. All right, so they get in there. We get to see one monument collapse, which I'm a fan of. I like seeing famous monuments fall down in movies. Mm-hmm. And in this one, a plane hits the Washington Monument.
Wow, the greatest one there is.
Yeah. The tallest building in D.C. Did you know that? In D.C., there's a weird law where you're not allowed to build a building taller than the Washington Monument.
Well, I would agree. I would do it shorter and then put a stick on top to make it taller. Oh my God.
It would infuriate people.
I know.
Oh my God. What a rebel you are, Logan.
Or plant a tree on top of the building.
That would be great. And it's liberal, you can't. What, are you going to make me cut down this tree?
Yeah, what is this?
Yeah. All right. So everyone's dying. McDermott is with the Koreans. Robert Forster's the chief of staff, and he's over there in the situation room elsewhere. Where are they? The Pentagon?
Uh, really?
I think
I don't
so.
know.
They show an
no idea.
exterior of the Pentagon at one point because I remember thinking about 9/11.
This movie, they just show a character, and then they're like, "This is the character's name. This is what they do."
They
Every
do.
time.
They have little title cards for everybody.
Yeah, for every single character.
There's name and job. I was hoping that would age too, like a reality show. But
how many immunity idols they have found?
fuck off. Do they do that now? It lists how many.
Yeah,
like,
the past few seasons
oh
they've done
god, I fucking hate what Survivor has become.
that. Yep.
Hey, speaking of, you could cut this out of the show, but they put Inferno 3 up on Paramount Plus. I started it last night.
Which one is that? The one we skipped?
Yeah, the one we had to skip.
Oh, maybe I'll watch that because I don't think
Yeah.
I watched that the first time I went through them either.
Very exciting.
When is Tim coming back?
I don't know. Hey, Tim, if you're listening, when are you coming back?
Yeah, let us know. Or don't if you don't want to talk about it.
I guess. Yeah, good point. So, everything's fucked. The situation is foobar.
And we're not talking Mike Sorrentino.
What?
You said the situation.
Oh, right. Sorry, I was thinking of Mike Ehrmantraut because we were on Breaking Bad before.
No.
Yeah, Mike, the situation.
I wonder if he makes it
Sorrentino.
out of Better Call Saul.
I don't know.
I hope so.
Yeah,
He's my favorite character.
on Better Call Saul. You know who my
They're
my
probably
favorite
in the Breaking
character
Bad
is?
universe.
My favorite character is Saul.
In the whole Breaking Bad universe?
No, in Better Call Saul.
Oh, I like
Well-
Saul. My favorite part of Better Call Saul was when he was trying to make those commercials.
I love that. I love
That
all
was
that
so
shit
fun.
with those
I don't-
hipster kids.
I don't know if that was one episode or a few episodes, but that was like the most fun I had watching that show.
No, who's my favorite character in all?
Mine's
of
Mike. I like he's
Breaking
working for
Bad?
Kaylee. Is that his granddaughter's name? He's a cool
Yeah,
character.
he's good.
awesome.
Who are those? Skinny Mike or whatever.
Skinny
like those
Pete?
guys. Skinny Pete. Yeah.
And what's the other friend's name?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Anyway, all right. So the North Koreans have completely taken hold of the White House.
The South Koreans, right?
No.
Really?
Yeah, they're pretending to be South Koreans.
Oh shit! Really?
They're North Koreans.
They tricked them about
They're
which Koreans
It's not
they were?
the South Korea is the good Korea. We're not going to war with them. North Korea, the bad Koreans. That's who is here. And also, they didn't even go the full way with it because I guess they didn't want to like offend North Korea. So it's really a splinter group of terrorists from North Korea.
Wow, you've paid way more attention than
I
I
paid
did.
very close attention to Olympus Has Fallen because I am all in on Mike Banning.
Yeah,
All right.
well, me too. But I guess I didn't really catch that. But yeah, then this basically just turns into Die Hard, right?
Yeah, it's Die Hard in the White House. But first, you get to see the Koreans take down the American flag, toss it off the.
Slow mo
Yeah.
falls down.
There's a mournful trumpet playing, and I thought they were going to put up the Korean flag.
Oh my god!
Wouldn't that be crazy to see
that
the North
would've-
Korean flag just
I
on
would've
top of the
loved
White
that.
House? Crazy.
That would have been sick.
But no, they just go flagless after that. All right, so Butler, he's just roaming around the White House, snapping necks, taking names, fucking people
He
up.
like interrogates two people and he stabs him up in the throat.
He's like, I'm the type of guy that gets information out of types of guys like you. And then they start
was that
laughing.
racist?
No, maybe, I don't know. But they start laughing, and then he just like stabs one in the head, and he's like, "Guess I'm a little out of practice." Pretty good,
Yeah.
right?
But then did he kill the other one too? It
yeah,
looked like
he
killed
stabs him. He stabs the
I
other
didn't
one
like
in
that.
the knee, and then he gets the information that he needs, and then kills him.
Yeah, I want to know he's a man of his word. I kind of didn't like that. He's just kind of a murderer now.
Listen,
in my mind.
no, I want an agent who will never leave a terrorist alive.
Yeah,
because-
he doesn't negotiate with terrorists.
Well, as Aaron Eckhart says in the film, America does not negotiate with terrorists.
Does he say that?
Yeah, he has that
Oh my
exact
god,
line.
he's like Jordan
Who's Jordan?
from The Challenge.
Oh, right. God damn it. All right.
Terrorist of love.
Emotional terrorist. Yeah.
No, terrorist of love.
Emotional terrorist.
But the line he says is terrorist of love.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he says
right.
terrorist of love.
All right. So he gets into the walls, finds the kid, right?
Yeah, the boy.
At one
Not
point,
from the boy, but the boy.
That's right. At one point, he's running away with Connor. He's got like Connor under his arm. The terrorists are shooting at him through the walls. Mike is just pointing his gun backwards through a wall, and he's hitting terrorists left and right.
And he has like a pistol, right?
Yeah, just a
He's
pistol.
being
And
shot at
they're shooting
with
at him
machine
with
guns.
fucking AK-47s. Yeah.
Yeah, no, and he just has like pew 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 pew, and he's taking him down.
He's taking
It's
him
crazy.
out.
He's so good.
He's amazing at his job. The fact that he's been wasted for the last 18 months on desk duty is frankly a stain to this presidency.
Because and Aaron Eckhart's supposed to be like this tough guy president, right? But his feelings are hurt. He has to look at Gerard Butler every day.
I know.
I can't take it.
And he's so bothered by
Mike Banning.
No. Think about this: Melissa Leo, and then somebody else, and him are the three that have the nuclear codes to the Cerberus.
The vice president, I think.
Yeah. So there's 3 codes. That's why it's called Cerberus, because Cerberus was a figure of Greek myth that had 3 heads. All right.
Wow. Great job.
Yeah. And so he makes the other 2 give up their codes.
Yeah, he's like, I'll never do it. Don't even worry. And then he pussies out.
He doesn't pussy out. They crack the 3rd code, but it's because
they do.
They had 2 other codes, so it's like the third one. We can crack 1. We couldn't have cracked 3.
Wait, it like builds upon each other? They can know the 3rd one based on the other 2?
No, but they're saying it takes a long time to crack these codes. They're like, we could crack these.
They just went through the whole cycle and got it right.
I don't know.
The last one?
They didn't explain the details.
I thought he gave it up.
He did not give it up.
He looked weak when they showed it, like he had just like failed.
No, they say you needed to pay more attention to Olympus Has Fallen. All right.
Yeah, I thought I did.
Well, clearly not. I was watching this baby like a hawk.
Yeah, I guess so.
All right. So Mike gets rid of the kid. He shimmies up that little tunnel.
I want to bring up one point. There's a moment when we already passed this. When he first gets on the earpiece and he's like, "Hey guys," and they're like, "Should we trust him?" And then they do. And then he breaks out into a fight. And he wants to do a hand-to-hand because he just like this is new. He doesn't want to like give up his position by firing a gun. And so they take the gun and they start hand-to-hand. And I'm like, oh shit, he's gonna snap his neck. And then you think that's what's going to happen, but no, he grabs like the Abraham Lincoln statue and kills him with it. It's even better than you imagine.
Yeah, that fucking rules. Yeah, I feel like he's spending a lot of time in like the places from the White House. Like you see him roaming around the Oval Office, roaming around the Lincoln bedroom, all that shit.
Yeah, what else? They don't go in the tunnels like in White House Down?
Well, kind of, when he shimmies up that little tunnel.
Oh, I guess so. Well, that's like an air shaft.
Yeah, I know. It's not like I know. In White House Down, they use the tunnels where it's like
Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah, did you know that they snuck John F. Kennedy out or Marilyn Monroe?
And they say that's not real. And then later they're like, it is real. And you're like, oh shit.
That should have been a scene in Blonde.
Oh, that should.
Yeah.
Remember White House Down when they lied? It's true.
They were like, we're gonna skip that and just show her blowing him.
Yeah. Yeah, what a choice.
That was great. All right. So, what do we got? McDermott.
Heel turn.
But Gerard Butler comes across McDermott, and he's like, oh, my God.
They do the Die Hard scene, right? When Alan Rickman pretends to be good. It's like that exact same scene. He comes across them.
I mean, it's not if they were doing that, it would be Kang Yon-sak that would be there.
I know, but I do think this is supposed to be that where he's like pretending to be good and he still believes him and he like is on his side and then he turns. I do think that's what they're going for here.
Right. So Butler only knows the name Kang Yon-sak of the name of the head terrorist from being on the earpiece with Angela Bassett and Morgan Freeman. But McDermott makes the mistake of using that guy's name, and Butler's like, how would you know that name?
Yep.
Right? And
Give it up.
yeah, so they get into a great fist fight. They're punching the shit out of each other. Mike Banning like tackles him through a wall or something. And so then, Gerard Butler's like, what happened to you, motherfucker? And McDermott sort of has a show of earnestness where he says, I lost my way. And he cries. It's a beautiful scene.
I don't really get it, though. I don't really know what happened to him.
Well, I don't know how he lost his way. I'd love to listen. There was like an origin comic book detailing how Dylan McDermott turned on America.
Forbes.
I would read
That's his
that.
name.
His name's Forbes?
Oh, yeah, Forbes.
What was the name of the Cole Hauser character? Roma.
I have no clue.
Yeah, I think
Roma?
Yeah, Roma.
Wow, Best Picture nominee.
Best Picture winner.
Roma won. No, it did not.
Didn't it?
He won Best Director. I don't believe that one.
Oh, was that the Parasite year?
That was maybe Green Book year.
I think Roma won Best Picture.
No way. Hey Siri, did Roma win Best Picture? Is that a thing I can ask? Roma won the Golden Lion for Jesus Christ. All right, I have to look this up. I think it's 2019 Oscars.
Yeah, I'm looking it up too. Accolades. It was nominated for 10 Oscars, including Best Picture.
No, Green Book won that year.
Green Book, all right.
But he won for directing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Roma is a classic film about Alfonso Cuarón's maid when he was growing up.
You know what should have won that year, looking at these nominees? Either
The Favorite.
Or Black Klansman or A Star is Born. One of those three.
Yeah.
Everything else is
A Star is Born. Stop it.
I adore
I do too, but it shouldn't be winning Best Picture.
I don't know about that.
It should be winning Best Song, which it did.
Vice, Black Panther, Bohemian Rhapsody.
Ugh.
Oh my God. Green
Disgusting.
Book, which one? Roma. That's terrible.
Yeah.
Only 3 of those are worthy. All right. Anyway, where were we with this?
Well, so McDermott, he shows a little bit of his cards, and he's like, yeah, he realizes that he lost his way a little bit. And so he helps Mike out by telling the terrorists that he's killed Mike. So you guys don't have to worry about Mike anymore. So now he's back to being a ghost in the White House. But then Mike still fucking kills this motherfucker.
Yeah. I think you do have to kill him, though.
You got to kill everybody.
Everybody.
They're killing.
Right.
I mean, they flew in with planes. They're just killing civilians on the streets of Washington, D.C., fucking tourists.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, anyone you see in that White House that's not the president, you fucking kill them.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough.
Yeah. All right. So back in the bunker.
We get to Ruth, her great scene.
Yeah, that's the truth. She gets tortured. They're like, I don't know. I thought it felt sexual to me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was worried like something was going to happen to her. But no, they just sort of beat her up, right?
Yeah, rough her up.
Yeah, they rough her up a lot. And she gives up her codes because Aaron Eckhart's like, she's
going to die for it. And he's like, no, what the hell?
I know. He should have let her die for it. And
nobody else knows it except for those people?
Yeah.
So what happens if they do die?
They
just change it. They can change.
I guess they can change it. Yeah, maybe somebody else has an override or something.
But who? Wouldn't the president be the one with the override? But he wouldn't know everybody's.
I don't know, dude.
Maybe the Secretary of Defense.
Yeah,
she's the Secretary of Defense.
Who is Melissa Leo? Right? Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe the Speaker. That's Morgan Freeman.
So, can we talk about this scene? Yes. She gets dragged out of there by the terrorists, and in a show of defiance,
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. Yeah, it's incredible.
And she's screaming it like, fuck you guys. I pledge allegiance. Yeah, it's great. And, I mean, she gets rescued out there. She does, so that's nice.
She does have one line I was going to ask you about because this was the same exact line you complained about in a Buffy episode. She says to the president, "How's my hair?"
Mm-hmm. I didn't like that moment. And I especially didn't like that moment because it called attention to her hair, which was clearly a wig.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, because she was doing the HBO show Treme at the time. She was filming that at the same time as this.
Look at you.
And her hair's long on that. And so she's wearing just like a short wig in this. So she's like, "How's my hair?" to the president. He's like, "Not a strand out of place." And I'm like, yeah, because it's a wig.
Yeah, but there were lots of strands out of place. It was very messed up.
Well, but he was trying to be nice.
I know.
Yeah.
Very funny.
And that didn't.
I did
bother
like her.
Me. That didn't bother me on Buffy as much as when she asked Giles, "Does this make me look fat?"
Oh, that was the line.
That was the line that really.
Oh,
I'm
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry.
If you want to hear more about us talking about Buffy the Vampire Slayer, we're starting season 2 this week on Buffy's Angels. And that's patreon.com/thefranchise. Only $5 for many weekly shows. Okay. Logan.
Yes.
What happens next?
Next up, so they don't get the code. Or they do get the code from Ruth, right? Right, they set her free. They're like, "Hey," they're gonna go kill her, like in front of everybody. Yeah. Like, "Hey, we mean business." But then Mike fucking Banning starts shooting them, and she takes off, and she's safe. And then he like fights them all and kills them. Right?
We didn't even talk about that whole thing on the roof where Mike Banning's like, "Wait, let me get up to the roof so I could take out all the weaponry." And they're like, "No, we're gonna get in there with helicopters," and then all the helicopters get shot down.
Yeah, that's cool. Sort of the same thing happens in the next movie too.
The next movie, meaning London Has Fallen?
No, White House Down. White House Down.
All right.
I've never seen London Has Fallen.
Not yet. We'll watch it next week.
We'll have to rank it. Put it in our Gerard Butler ranking.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, we will. We'll update you on that. And stay tuned. Remind me at the end of the show, I've got Henry Papali, former co-host Henry Papali's top 10 movies of 2022. Right, yeah. We'll do that at the very end.
Okay.
All right. So basically, the plan here is they're going to use the Cerberus device. They're going to detonate all of our nuclear weapons in their silos. And basically what would happen there, it would turn the entirety of the United States of America into a nuclear wasteland.
Wow. Dun, dun, dun.
And they show like a projection map behind them in the Pentagon, and it's like showing how many millions would die.
Yeah, it's like dot 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 dot, all the different, like all the shit crazy.
That's right. And but don't even worry about it because Mike gets there. He stabs the main terrorist through the brain, which he said he was going to do, and he gets the codes and he stops. He saves. Basically, this movie has insanely high stakes because Agent Mike Banning, he doesn't just...
Skip over another cool moment, sorry.
Hang on. He doesn't just save America. I mean, he doesn't just save the president in this movie. He saves the nation.
The world.
Yeah. I mean, that could have been the beginning of North Korea as the greatest empire in the world.
Yeah, it's very possible. You skipped over the whole plan they had where they tied up all the hostages and put them on a plane, but then the plane exploded and they were supposed to think that the president was on the plane and everybody just died. And then Mike Banning is like, "No, that makes no sense. I'm going to go kill him anyway." And he goes down and saves the day.
He's the only one that realizes it doesn't make sense. Even the news was announcing like,
that was a stupid
to be
moment.
On that plane. Yeah, I thought it was
terrible. Because the way they should be delivering that is sincere, but it's so bad. It's so terrible.
Yeah, it's not good. It didn't seem real.
No, not at all. It's garbage.
Whereas everything else in this movie was fucking right on.
Yeah.
So, meanwhile, all throughout this movie, we cut to a hospital every so often because his wife is a nurse.
Oh yeah. So yeah. I sort of had a complaint about that. At one point, they have her like pull out her phone and she's gonna go like check on Mike, and you're like, she's just gonna like, and this nurse is just gonna be on her phone like out in the middle of the like a front office or whatever, and then a patient comes in and she immediately tends to the patient. You're like, all right, good, that makes sense.
Surely everyone was checking in with their loved ones during that hectic time.
I know, but it looked like she was just going to be like making a phone call out in like the main
I
lobby.
think people would have understood.
All right. But then a patient comes in and she immediately rushes to the patient.
Yeah.
But then later there's a shot where every nurse in the entire hospital is just watching the news. Like who's tending to
Well,
people if everyone is standing around?
well, that's all they do. Listen, they at one point in this movie, the terrorist is like, "Your wife, she's a nurse. She saves lives, and you ruin them or something." And I was thinking, like, I don't think they really do. I'm pretty sure doctors save lives. Like, nurses are great. They help out, but they're not saving lives, right? They mostly make TikTok videos.
Yeah, about how annoying it is that
Yeah.
they have to save lives. Yeah. I don't know. They probably would do stuff.
Maybe. If you're
Deliver
a nurse and
babies
you're
and
offended
stuff,
by
right?
what I just said, let me know how many lives you saved.
Yeah. You always have to justify yourself.
I know.
And then they had a great line at the end where he says, President, I'm sorry about the house. And then he's like, it's all right. I bet it's insured.
Yeah, that's great.
That's pretty good.
And his nurse wife is waiting for him out there. And she's like, I can't believe it was you. She thought he was at the desk that whole time. There's a great scene where he's talking to her on the phone where he goes like, gotta go, paperwork is piling up.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Oh. All right. What do you give this movie?
I give it a 2.
I give it a 3.
No.
And
I feel like my complaints, we'll just have to get into it tomorrow.
Fine, stay tuned. Patreon.com/franchise. Who's your MVP?
My MVP, I think it's between Gerard Butler.
It's Gerard Butler.
Yeah, it's Gerard Butler. But I think special shout out to Melissa Leo. I think she's good in this movie.
She's always good. Melissa Leo's a delightful actress who always brings it. But no.
Well, so do all these actors, but I wanted to shout her out.
That's true. But Gerard's the MVP.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, who's your LVP?
LVP, Dylan McDermott, the little kid.
Yeah, could be. I'm going to say, listen, I think Radha Mitchell is a fine actress. I've liked her in films like High Art and Pitch Black. But yeah, I mean, that wife had nothing to do in this movie. I felt like it was wasted time every time we cut to her.
Yeah, I agree. But also, like, this movie's 2 hours and it's just like him killing a few people and then cut back into them and back and forth. You need something else, even though what they give her is garbage.
I mean, like, even in Plane, like, his wife is dead in that movie, and I care about his relationship with her more than I cared about his relationship with his wife in this movie.
Yeah, I guess she's only a nurse, really, so we can see like what she's having to go through, also like her side of the.
It helps sell the chaotic nature of what's happening to them because you see everyone going crazy in the hospital.
I feel like I got it with like all the knives in the head and stuff.
Right, and you know, everybody getting killed by rocket launchers and shit.
Yeah, I feel like that was
the whole front of the White House being taken out by missiles.
Yeah, he just walked right in.
He walks in through a hole in the building.
I'll go with the little kid.
All right, that's fair. He's kind of annoying.
Which is crazy because, spoiler alert, little kid might be the MVP in the next one. By the next one, I mean White House.
Stop doing that!
Sorry.
Well, of course, this kid is no Joey King. For one thing, I don't want to fuck him.
But she's a kid, and then the next
one.
I
forgot. All right, well.
She's his daughter.
All right, well, she's great.
This is like Conjuring era.
One of our finest Jewish actors, I would say.
Oh, I didn't know that about her.
Yeah, she's a great Jew, and we love her. I love her and everything. I've been a fan of Joey King's since she was a kid, like before I even had any interest in her body.
That started what, Kissing Booth? Probably.
That was Kissing Booth. It was honestly, I remember, I was watching The Hills. I was binging The Hills on MTV.com, and they kept every commercial was Kissing Booth, and I was like, I gotta watch this.
Yeah. Well, she's like my age, so I always thought she was kind of cute.
Right, that makes sense. It's like me with Tina Majorino and Mara Wilson. All right.
It's exactly like that.
Yeah.
Should I put it in my ranking of all the movies we've watched?
Uh, what?
I didn't even do that last week with the Dragon sequels, by the way. Can we update you on that?
I mean, do whatever you want.
All right, I'll go real quick. 1 to 13. Top Gun Maverick, El Mariachi, Creep, How to Train Your Dragon, Creep 2, Top Gun, Desperado, Olympus Has Fallen. They're at number 8. Miss Congeniality, Once Upon a Time in Mexico, How to Train Your Dragon 3, The Hidden World, Miss Congeniality 2, Armed and Fabulous, and then How to Train Your Dragon 2.
All right. So come back next week for
Let's
London.
hear Henry's.
I'm about to. So come back next
Sound
week
like you're
for
wrapping.
London Has Fallen and Olympus Has Fallen. Now I will read my former co-host Henry Papali's top 10 movies.
What's his middle name?
I used to know, but I don't remember.
Oh my god.
All right. First, I'll give you his honorable mentions. PBS's Ben Franklin documentary and Banshees of Inisherin. Those are his honorable mentions.
All right.
All right. Here's his top 10. You ready?
Yep.
Number 10 is a film called Duel.
This Steven Spielberg film?
No, Dual.
Okay.
I looked it up. It seemed interesting, but I never heard of it. All right. Number 9 is Resurrection.
Oh, wow.
You like that? Number 8.
Does that make you want to see it more?
A little bit. No, and also somebody tried to recommend it to me for, hey, I'm watching here this week, but it wasn't the first recommendation. All right. Number 8, Emily the Criminal. Number 7 is a hockey documentary. I couldn't believe this because Henry doesn't watch hockey, and I'd never heard of this documentary. But it's called Unrivaled: Red Wings versus Avalanche.
Wow.
Wow. All right. Number 6, Top Gun Maverick. And if you listen to the franchise back then, you know that Henry's not a Top Gun guy. So he was way more into the
I don't even think I knew that really about Henry.
Yeah. All right. Now his top 5 heavy hitters. Number 5, Barbarian.
Wow. Number 5.
Big Justin Long guy. Number 4 was your prediction. I remember you predicted this was going to be Henry's number 1. Tar here at number 4. Number 3 is the Ken Burns documentary, U.S. and the Holocaust. And everybody remembers how much Henry loves the Holocaust.
Yep.
Yeah. So that had to be there. Number 2 was my number 1, The Northman.
Yep. Well.
And number 1, Henry's favorite. Nope.
Jackass Forever?
Nope.
Cha-Cha Real Smooth?
Nope. Fuck you.
Triangle of Sadness?
Nope.
Oh, Glass Onion?
Nope.
Armageddon Time?
Nope.
Babylon?
Nope.
After Sun?
Nope.
The Fablemans?
Nope.
Pearl?
Nope.
Weird?
Nope.
Kimmy?
Nope.
Everything Everywhere All at Once?
Nope.
Puss in Boots: The Last Wish?
Nope.
RRR?
Nope.
Orphan: The First Kill?
No.
Bodies, Bodies, Bodies?
Nope.
Moonfall?
Can I just say it?
Yeah.
Henry's favorite movie of the entire year, 2022, was
Blonde.
The Batman.
Oh, Henry.
I fucking love it. I love it. That is so Henry. That is the most Henry opinion I've ever heard in my life, and I can't get enough.
Whoa. I wish he did that episode. I wish I could hear all these opinions.
I know. It's great stuff. He had some other honorable mentions after. He sent me some more. Fresh, he liked. He liked the George Carlin documentary that Judd Apatow did. He liked The Outfit. He liked The Pale Blue Eye by his boy Scott Cooper, who I don't watch his movies anymore because I hate them. We need to talk about Cosby, by the way, which was very high on my list. And he also mentioned Werewolf by Night.